Manchester this afternoon, 49-47, a game which the Pilgrims found themselves down by 12 points in the third quarter. Were able to play some smart basketball, catch up, and overtake the Squires. Squires missed a shot underneath the bucket with 1 second left that could have tied it and sent it into overtime, but nonetheless the Pilgrims did advance and proved to 23-1 on the season, while the Huntington North Vikings advanced with a win over Wawasee. I believe the final score to that was 54-46. Pilgrims are going to have their hands full tonight with this Huntington North Vikings squad. They come in here with only a 12-11 record, but we've seen them play Wawasee in that first game. They handled the Warriors very handily. They have some size underneath. Have 6'5" Mike Welker, who averages 19.8 points per game. Chris Mangus at 6'6", averages 10.8. A little balance thrown in from Andrew Steffen at 9.3. And Jason Ward at 6.8. So the Huntington North Vikings spread it around a little bit. They averaged 55.4 points per game during the regular season while giving up 57. The three-point shooting of the Vikings, I believe, is probably something that the Pilgrims aren't going to have to be real concerned with tonight. They've only taken 64 shots on the year. They've hit 13 for 20%. A couple of stats from this afternoon's earlier game as well. Nick Wise led the way for the Pilgrims with 22, and I believe he was the only player in double figures for the Pilgrims. Michael Edison was held at just 9 points. I believe Steve Savoy chipped in 7. The cheerleaders getting the crowd fired up. We have an excellent crowd here tonight. I believe Plymouth had about 1,000 tickets, and everyone was sold out by Thursday. And if you weren't part of the caravan coming down here to Huntington today, you missed a fun ride. It was 81 miles down here, and it just didn't seem like it. We're waiting for the teams to come back out on the floor now. Check that. Plymouth record is 21-2. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand?
Right now, we're going to have the national anthem, so we'll take this pause and be back and meet tonight's ball clubs after this. Things over to the PA announcer and meet tonight's ball clubs. And I'd like to welcome Tim Sheehan aboard as he's stepping in for Adam. Adam somehow or another didn't make it back from the speech meet today. So Tim, welcome aboard.
Well, you know, speech is such a difficult thing. You know how to speak, but you can't really tell directions that well. So unfortunately Adam stepped out, but I was very happy to be given the opportunity to come and help you out, Rick.
Well, thank you very much, Tim, and we run over that starting lineup once again for the Huntington North Vikings, who are 12-11 on the season. It'll be number 12, Jason Ward, number 20, Chris Furnish, number 24, Andrew Steffen, number 43, Chris Mangus, and number 44, Chris Welker. And for the Pilgrims, it'll be Matt Kramer, Brandon Eggleston, Adam Reese, Nick Wise, and Michael Edison as we're set to tip it off here, and the tip is controlled by Plymouth. Edison with the basketball ahead to Wise. Touch pass to Kramer. Kramer fakes up and in.
Great job by Plymouth right there just to start off. Michael Edison done a great job of stealing the tip. He does that all year long, and look what happened. 2 points.
Now the Vikings do have some size, as we mentioned during the pregame. They tried to work it in. Not a three-point threat.
Well, fortunately for us, they're playing a defense that held Manchester to 47 points, so hopefully Plymouth can continue their defensive ways.
Turnaround shot, no good. Offensive rebound blocked by Eggleston. And some more of that good Plymouth defense Tim just alluded to. Now ahead to Wise.
Nice pass.
Kramer with a bad pass. Picked off by Jason Ward. I think Matt might have been better off going up with that.
I think it's going to be important to get rid of these game jitters, you know. This is the regional final. It's important just to use all your confidence you can have, a concentration, and we'll see what happens.
Up and in, an easy one by Mike Welker, the big forward for the Vikings. Averages just under 20 points per game.
Nice high-low right there.
And Wise will get the 2. Plymouth up by 2 at 4-2. 6.5 minutes left, first period. Vikings will be very deliberate.
You know, I think you've seen Plymouth all year just try to do a good job of trying to step it up in the first quarter, build large leads. And I think Plymouth has a great tradition of just getting out front early, and I think that's what they want to do tonight.
Of course, they struggled early against Manchester. A foul was going to be called against the Vikings. Number 24, Andrew Steffen. That'll be the first on the Squires, first on Steffen.
Foul number 24, Andrew Steffen, is first. The Vikings first.
Nick Wise, the trigger man's on the out-of-bounds play. Send to Kramer back to Wise. Wise fakes and can't get it to go. Rebound pulled away. It's Jason Ward.